All right, folks, good evening. It's another Friday. Sorry, we're commencing the show a little late. It's a part of the business. But I am Citizen Jones, and today on the program, President Buhari orders security chiefs to deal mercilessly with kidnappers on the Abuja-Kaduna highway, just as bandits tell family of kidnapped police officers to bring ransom before they leave network area. And later on, we'll share this with you. President Buhari declares Anambra governorship election free and fair, says it gives hope for conduct of 2023 polls. I'm hanging out with Emeka Madunagu. Emeka is the Anambra boy here. I greet you. So your state is in the news again. Yes. Good for you. Asukwa James is sitting in for Olayinka Oyegbile, who cannot be with us. Asukwa, your state is not in the news. No. We'll talk about our country, Nigeria. Okay, so the team is ready. I hope you are. Okay then, straight to business. Perhaps the most dangerous highway in our country today is the Abuja-Kaduna Expressway. The heightened security on the route provoked by a resumed reign of terror by devil-may-care kidnappers makes it so. The President, Commander-in-Chief, Muhammadu Buhari, during a 2-hour Security Council meeting at the Aso Rock Villa in Abuja on Thursday, ordered security chiefs and the acting IG to deal most decisively with bandits around the country. I tend to agree with the American billionaire Theodore Forsman, who said, let me quote him, "The opposite of security is insecurity, and the only way to overcome it is to take risks." Emeka.
Well, the government says it's taking enough risks on behalf of Nigerians. That the road, that's vital highway, you know, that efforts have been made again and again to secure the highway, but it appears the criminals on that road, you know, move a step ahead of the security agents, security agencies, especially the military. And so it makes people wonder, I mean, how do these people, how are these people, these, you know, criminals able to, I mean, stay ahead of the security agencies? I mean, how are they able to operate for 1 hour unhindered?
I hope you are not begging the question, because bandits also have intel reports.
How would they have? No. Yeah, the kind of reports they will have are the kind of reports just that would enable them to carry out surprise raids, you know, hit and run. But in this case, you find out they stay on the road for 1 hour and just operate as if, I mean, they have that devil-may-care attitude, you know. So, and you find out that the security agencies only come later, you know, they are reactive instead of being proactive. Now, you see Kaduna State had shut down telecom services. But these guys were able to circumvent this shutdown and we're still operating. And we know that this is a vital highway.
Does that not tell you there's intel amongst them too?
You see, that would be very surprising.
Which perhaps maybe coming from
within the military. Yes, of course. You wouldn't, I mean, it would be surprising if we say, I mean, you wouldn't have such saboteurs in the security establishment, whether in the military or other, you know, arms of the security services. But Nigerians are tired of the excuses from the military. I mean, the orders, the president keeps giving orders, go and deal with the bandits, go and clear them from the road. The chief of army staff the other day said, kill them and bring their corpses. You see, these things have become theatrical, you know, just like the theater of the absurd. I mean, you just keep saying things, and these criminals keep getting away with this. And how are they able to achieve all of this? If we are to look at the words of the president, the words of the security chiefs, if we are to take them seriously, then what is going on?
So it beats the imagination that a group of freewheeling terrorists, or in this case kidnappers, can operate unhindered. But Abuja-Kaduna Expressway, forget that the train was here. I don't know if the train services have resumed.
They have.
If they have, so how come kidnapping has become heightened on that route?
Yeah, it's quite surprising because there was a time the military actually were patrolling that particular highway.
Yeah, even
and
helicopter.
Then with helicopters and all that. And so I don't know why they stopped. Because this is something that is supposed to be regular. Even if there's no big man, in quotes, that is passing there, at least all Nigerians are supposed to be protected.
Yes.
You know, don't forget also the Zamfara State governorship as candidate that was killed. You know, that road too is not that it's smooth. It's not. The road is also bad. And so when once you know, Nigerians, when we are driving, when once you see a pothole, you tend to stop, at least for you to move.
Slow down.
So that is where those guys are always operating. When you have these big potholes,
we are saying, don't we already know those things?
We know them, but the thing is, citizen, we need the security agencies, we need to deploy more security agencies on that highway.
Yes.
Because if you say everybody starts using train, which to me I think is better, then what will happen to the road? There are some poor people who cannot afford 2,000 or 5,000 for them to, use trains. So the only way they can move from Abuja to Kaduna.
I can see from
yes,
the footage.
They just sent this one after. This is the train. This was sent after that incident.
Yeah.
You understand? So, and this has to be continuous until not just for us to tell them to move to another state, but for us to arrest them and prosecute them. Because I noticed that most of these bandits, we've not been able to capture or even arrest the real kingpins.
Perhaps
because if we arrest them and prosecute them, I believe this banditry will stop.
Asoko and Emeka, let me rub this in. The news was cheering yesterday when we heard that Evans Onwamadike has finally been nailed. He is to die by hanging.
No, that report wasn't true.
Dismissed?
It was not. It was not true. Because if you look at what was on social media, they didn't tell you which court it happened. If you actually read that story, because we read it, there was nowhere that they said one justice or which high court actually sentence him. So
which also tells you
social media should also allow us. Let's be very realistic.
This social media
society, media, interaction.
There's nowhere that they said it was this high court or this magistrate court.
Yeah, but the social media, however pretentious they might be, the traditional media will be ahead. Because we talk about facts and so on. I saw this story like anybody else, and I fell for it. Now I'm hearing this. But imagine the audacity of kidnappers saying, give the ransom when this time we network still there. And I know that.
Exactly.
That's audacious.
Yeah, you should know the chairman of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brigadier General Buba Mara, retired. He said that the rampant use of hard drugs, has largely aided criminality, banditry, terrorism in Nigeria. So when you hear somebody talking like that, saying, you should be grateful that this phone is not on speaker. Otherwise, if my colleagues had heard, they would have either shot him dead or beat him up. So it's like they are talking about, just animals.
The hard drugs and so on and substances are enhancers.
Of course, they are enhancers. Of course, they boost that mentality that they can do anything and get away with it. They can kill people.
And they have,
largely, yes, been getting away. But you see, why are the northern states not really doing much in terms of prosecuting these bandits? How many of these bandits have been paraded the way criminals are paraded in the south?
How many of the bandits do you know have been caught?
All we hear is that some top level bandits have been killed. But okay, fine. What about their runners? The people who collect ransoms for them, the people who help them kidnap people. Where are they?
The ransom are collected by human beings.
Yes, why are they not being intercepted? 1. 2, those who have been arrested, why have they not been put on trial? What is delaying, what is preventing the northern states from helping the federal government, you know, in its drive to end this menace? I mean, prosecution, timely prosecution of suspects will help to boost confidence. People will be willing to give information about the activities or plans of these criminals. But when they don't see prosecution, when they don't see these people being punished, people hardly want to, you know, risk their lives to give information. And that becomes a problem. That emboldens these criminals. Of course, a long stretch of highway, Kaduna Abuja, is a long stretch of highway. So you can't, 2 hours. You can't expect the security agencies, yes, to be on every stretch. But you see, there is something about command presence, you know, security management. Command presence. If you're the way, you know, you have effective command presence from Lagos to Onitsha. You know, I mean, within just a few meters, you are at a police checkpoint, you look ahead, you see another police checkpoint, and then you move ahead, you see a military checkpoint, you see customs checkpoint, road safety and all. Why can't they have the same thing? Command presence on Kaduna, Abuja Expressway? Because you have a lot of military formations. I think Kaduna holds the highest number of military formations in Nigeria. So there should be adequate command presence so as to quickly respond.
I'm even surprised that they don't even have checkpoints on that stretch.
As many checkpoints as you have on Benin-Shagamu Expressway. What are those people doing on Benin-Shagamu Expressway? I know, yes, they're doing a good job of security, but I think the overbearing attitude of the security agencies on Benin-Shagamu Expressway tells the story that it is not just about securing the road, but there are other motives. Things, Let them move some of these people. We've said it again and again on this program. Move some of these people to Kaduna Abuja Expressway. Move them to some of these expressways in the north that are, you know, that where these criminals routinely kidnap people. Make sure also deploy armored personnel carriers. So that you can have quick fire. You saw the man on that with that rapid fire mechanism. He wasn't comfortable. As the vehicle was moving, he had to keep adjusting. I mean, you need to also deploy technology and then intelligence, involve the people. But there must be swift punishment, because when you don't punish criminality,
if you don't punish bad behavior,
when you don't swiftly ensure justice against these criminals, they will just wait for another day to strike.
We keep talking about the reign of untouchables in our country.
Yes,
that
including criminals, common criminals.
Common
criminals. And they're just killing people, kidnapping people.
Some criminals are so daring. They say things, crazy things like, "I fit kill you and nothing will happen."
Yes, I'll waste you. They even say, "I waste you and nothing will happen." I mean,
and usually they are right. If you
nothing will happen. What has been happening?
Asoko, let me make it a brighter evening. I can mention names now. Justice Taiwo of the Federal High Court Abuja, this morning, earlier on today, pronounced two kidnappers groups, Yan Bindiga and Yan Taada, I hope I got that right, declared them terrorists. And this was essentially from Mr. President's order. He ordered that the groups be declared terrorist groups, you know, and the groups we are told have been active in the northeast and the northwest.
Well, this is cherry news, you know. So this is what we've been, clamoring for a very long time. Although I've not really gone deep into their own activity, if they were just maybe a set.
They are among the notorious groups.
So if they are the notorious ones, this is a right step, you know. And so with this, people should be confident enough to identify those who are members of this group, to be able to tell the security
because
agents.
It's very possible to do.
Yeah, no, of course, because if I know that there's a particular person who is a member of the group and the person is still a member, we can tell the police officers
Emeka, we remind you of the Wadumes of this life.
Exactly. That one is still is still something that we need to discuss.
Just a minute. We are joined by Abubakar in Niger State. Abubakar, good evening to you. Are we in business, Abubakar?
Hello?
Lift up your voice, as they say.
Yeah, good evening.
I'm sorry, we can hardly hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying.
So the first, just like Emeka just said, I know that most of these bandits, they live within the communities.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
People know these people. And so with this that has just happened in the law courts, and they've declared these terrorists, these groups as terrorist organizations, people will have confidence. People might not really have confidence in telling security agents that, oh, I know my neighbor is a member of this group.
Yeah.
Why? Because I've had occasions.
You can't be too sure.
I've had occasions to, to relate with one or two people staying in this Northwest, and they say even if you look at them suspiciously, those who are into this banditry, if you look at them suspiciously, you might not even leave the next day.
In such an environment, volunteering information becomes a tall order.
So the only thing, if you know that this person is a bandit, you just walk your way. Don't even bother looking twice.
Yeah.
So with this, I want to believe that people, people will now have confidence to say, okay, fine, I'm going to report this to the police. But the problem most Nigerians have is, will the police also conceal the identities of those who are bringing this information? Because if they don't, we'll keep going round and round and
even
round the circle.
Governor Zulum, Professor Zulum of Borno State, said not too long ago, look amongst you, there are some fifth columnists.
Exactly.
So that will be coming from privileged information.
I have an issue with that courtroom, because an ex parte order, which is just for 90 days. So I mean, why not a clear order? A clear order. Is there an urgency? What's the urgency attached to it? For 90 days. I mean, and this is Nigeria is such a funny country that don't be surprised if one lawyer springs up from somewhere to challenge that ex parte. Ex parte order. Yes.
We are joined now by Samuel. Samuel is in River State. Good evening, Sam.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes. I want to speak about the Kaduna-Abuja route. I fly that route every month because I work here in Port Harcourt and I go to see my family in Kaduna. Now, in the south here, where the kidnapping started, they were able to eradicate it with a security architecture they put in place. Now, if you leave Port Harcourt, going through Owerri to Onitsha, every 500 meters, you will see a security checkpost. As you stand in one of the security posts, you will be seeing the other one ahead of you. And they were able to eradicate this thing. Are we operating a different security network that we can't do same in the north?
That is vital. He's talking about checkpoints, just like you suggested.
Mine is even beyond just having checkpoints. I'm talking of command presence. Not just on the highway, but in these settlements. Because look at the policeman that was kidnapped. I mean, telling his people on the phone that they've been trekking for hours, that he's exhausted, that the people should just look for anywhere to get 200 million. I mean, what? So, how are these people
able? And then the way they just call this money is as if...
Are these people able? No, these people are under the influence of drugs. So sometimes when they just say some of these things, they're actually not clearly coordinated. Because the people told them they've got 2 million, and it was decided on 200 million. I mean, 200 million is not money you just get on a whim. So when I talk command presence security, the security management must also include interagency collaboration. That is a major hindrance. That's a major hindrance to effective security management in Nigeria. You see agencies working on their own, just each one trying to be the agency that can catch the highest number of suspects and take them to court to shine. to shine in the media. Whereas there should be interagency cooperation with the police taking the lead, because the police are primarily, vested with the responsibility of internal security.
And come to think of it, do you know if we had an effective policing system, this free reign by kidnappers and bandits would have been curtailed?
Yeah, because we are even supposed to have constables. What are the constables doing? The community policing initiative.
Exactly.
What are they doing? What are they exactly doing? And then the states spend so much money equipping the police. Are they equipping the police just to stay in the urban centers? Just because you even found out the other time we were here, we talked about how some of these criminals kidnap people at the gate of a Federal University of Technology, Mina.
Oh yeah.
Came all the way from the bush to the gate of a federal institution and pick people. So that means they just move about without borders, criminals without borders. I mean, that must be curtailed. The intelligence gathering must be intensified, and then government must make a strong statement that, listen, we've had enough. If this order is to enable the government make use of the Tucano jets, the super Tucano jets, to bomb these bandits, well, I hope that the order will not hear a strange story in the media that some lawyer somewhere has come up to challenge it. That so we must not hear anything funny, because I was surprised. Ex parte order, what for? Something that can be vacated. I mean,
well, Olushola is reaching us from Oyo State. Olushola, good evening, welcome.
Yes, thank you, Citizen Jones. How are you? Good evening
I'm
to
fine.
all the analysts in the house. Now, Mr. President giving a marching order, a very strong order, which is very good, and is expected of Mr. President to say that. But how many times has Mr. President gives statements like this to us as a nation, especially to our military men, our law enforcement agencies, on issues of insecurity in our country? And up till now, we are still experiencing this problem to this magnitude. Honestly, we need to involve powerful technological means of solving this problem. This problem of insecurity is gradually overwhelming us as a country. And no matter the development that Mr. President and his handlers have given us as a country, if insecurity still persists for us in this country, those developments can never be seen by anybody, even by the blind Nigerians. Why? Because we are not free to make use of this infrastructure. So please, Mr. President should rise up and his handlers to this occasion and make sure that this thing is nipped to the bud and Nigerians are able to even walk around in their country freely. Thank you, and God bless all of you. Have a very good and
bless you too. Asukwa, just hold it. Let me come like this. Evans Onwa-Amadike has been in court for moons and moons now, and nobody is sure what shape the case might take. Tells you the drummer is somewhere in the forest, drumming for the birds to dance on the highway. So we are in dire straits.
Exactly. So because if you look at it, the laws that we have, we should have a stricter and a more faster administration of justice when it comes to issues like this. When once one has been suspected to be a kidnapper, I think the judiciary has to fasten up the cases. And when once they do that, like Evans, just like you said, it's been long. So this bandits,
it will boost confidence.
So that immediately they bring one particular bandit to that particular court, immediately the police, the prosecutor should be able to know that this is where this person was arrested, this is his activities, this is what he has done, the number of people he has killed, and that, and this and that, and so that the justice will prevail immediately, and then everybody go ahead with it. So if we do that,
a special court, as the maker has suggested, is not out of place.
Of course, it's not. It's not just a time limit. 90 days,
that's it.
1 month, 2 months. then before you know it, then they're in the prison.
It will lend, the thing will lend itself to so many.
You know the strange thing?
Yeah.
The police, okay, we talked about NIN, National Identity Number, that it will be used to track criminals. Yeah. That has fallen flat on its face. The police have sophisticated tracking equipment with which they can track the location of any phone.
Yeah.
Now a policeman has been kidnapped, and these criminals holding this man said that they've been moving about looking for network. And the police telling me that they cannot track it to 0.0.
Just
what
a minute.
What is going on?
Emeka, you are not a policeman. Allow them do their work. Okay, we'll take a pause here for some commercials. We'll be back. But don't forget, this is the biggest rendezvous for journalists in the country, Journalist Hangout on TVC. We'll be back shortly. Okay, then, we're still on the Abuja-Kaduna Road episode. Don't forget, the main story is that Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief, has told security chiefs to please deal ruthlessly with kidnappers across the country. Okay, and Asukwa and Emeka are still here. Asukwa, so as before the break, we talked about going the whole hog. Almost every state had criminalized kidnapping to the point of making it a capital punishment. So who is in court? What's happening to the case? You know, that's where we were before we went on the commercial break.
I know we have a couple of bandits who are being persecuted, you know, but those are not the key players, you know, because once you look at this banditry of a thing, there are some people who are drumming and some people are dancing. So the actual drummers are somewhere. So, and it is until we begin, just like even the terrorist activities in the Northeast, you know, we need to get to the root of it. Who are those who are sponsoring these bandits? Because I feel these bandits have bosses somewhere sitting down telling them where to go, who to kidnap and all that.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell me that a ragtag group of boys who because of the drugs that they've taken, they'll know where network is and which area they will go to. At the end of the day, they will be bold. And then the guns that they are using, it is not something you just take up.
Oh, come on.
They are expensive. For you to get AK-47, it's not 2 naira 50 kobo. It's expensive. So
we must go to our next story. But again, let me remind Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief, in the words of Theodore Fossman, the American billionaire, he said, the opposite of security is insecurity. And one way of getting around insecurity is to take risks. Shall we take more risks?
More risks.
I wish you well. I wish the country well. Now let's go to our next story. You know, democracy is based upon the conviction that there are extraordinary possibilities in ordinary people. And so when the everyday or ordinary people of Anambra State dared the odds on the 6th of November to vote in the Anambra governorship, in the governorship election, extraordinary things were done. President Muhammadu Buhari has described the recently conducted governorship polls in that state, in Emeka's state, as free and fair. He was full of praise for the INEC and security agencies for making it so. To the #1 citizen, the outcome of the exercise in Anambra gives hope that the administration will promote democracy and guarantee a successful 2023 ballot. Asukwa.
Yes, at least.
I share the sentiment.
Yes, I share. Although that of Anambra was like a marching order, and then the president wanted to prove a point. And even when, before the election, Anambra State was hot. INEC office was set ablaze. Police stations were, attacked. There was even a sit-at-home order on Mondays, and which people became very religious and like a culture.
Thankfully, let's be fair. Thankfully, IPOB reversed itself.
No, wait, I'm still coming.
Oh, you're building up.
Yes, then at the end of the day, there was a story that IPOB said there won't be election from 5th to 10th, and all that. So it was hot. At some point, some people say they are not even going to Anambra. Some people left the state, at some point. I remember even when trying to deploy, we were already thinking.
But TVC deployed.
Yes, at the end of the day, we deployed. And at the end of the day, the president also said, election must hold. Whether you like, pack all the security agencies, take them there, and then at the end of the day, it was successful. We didn't even hear a gunshot, which sometimes is always like that. Most elections in Nigeria, before the elections, there will be all these hue and cry, shouting, killings, something like that. But at the end of the day, it ends up like this. But that of Anambra was different because even before then, there was this sit-at-home order which people took it as a religion. And so the fear of people going out to vote was even the major thing.
Sorry, the sit-at-home order becoming more like a religion, was it having to do with the state government not countering IPOB's order, or the people? The people
are afraid to die. You can't. It's all you, because the thing is, the state itself is Emeka state. They could not protect, the governor could not protect the citizen. And nobody will come out and say, I want to go to the market, or I want to go and open shop, and at the end of the day, one small boy will come and, kill you. So it was like total loss. Completely from the government.
Emeka, so, Asuko is speaking this way. He's an in-law, so I know it.
They even told me not to come. My in-laws told me not to come.
And you didn't?
No, I had to respect my in-laws.
Yeah, okay.
Of course, he said so. But if you also go through Mr. President's statement, he said he also commended the people of Anambra State for cooperating with INEC and the security agencies, Well, unfortunately, the turnout was low, below 15%. But at least, like we said on this table again and again, that people were going to turn out for the election, despite the efforts of certain people to derail the election or to get it postponed. Some people went, they were so desperate to scuttle the election. They did everything, including the unwarranted statement by highly placed official of government that there was going to be emergency rule. I mean, what happened? Unfortunately, 8 people had been killed at that time. We cannot.
So there must be some folks who are insistent on having an emergency situation in Anambra
to be declared.
Some people wanted that, but you see, thank God that Governor Willie Obiano moved swiftly, met with the president, and the president told him that he had not, that such a matter had not come to his attention, so that he should disregard it. Of course, I think President Buhari and Governor Obiano, there's some affinity between them. For the governor to have been able to, in less than 24 hours after that unfortunate pronouncement, for the governor to have been able to secure audience with Mr. President and to meet with him and come out categorically to say that there is nothing like that the election will hold. And of course, people, people of goodwill, well-meaning Nigerians kept saying that election must hold and INEC must not postpone. And honestly, INEC was courageous enough to have deployed it, even though some people ran away, because there were threats.
Yes.
But you see, the singular determination of INEC, the people of Anambra State, to ensure that they were not caught in a hole was a major
Emeka State is the state of billionaires, so anything could have happened.
You see, the billionaires are actually after their business. You see, the average Anambra man wants to do his business, and go home
in a quiet
manner,
peaceful environment.
He's not out, to stir violence or to cause. But the sad thing is that certain strange things are now beginning to happen. One, the upsurge in drug abuse. There is this drug, they call ice. It has become a major problem in Anambra State, and it has come to the attention of National Assembly, and we are calling on well-meaning Nigerians, NDLE and government to make sure they stamp out this menace, because it portends.
But I was told that Mporumiri is a metaphor for what's happening across the country. It has gone to
epidemic level in the southeast. Anambra is badly affected, and of course, people are pointing to the
That must
effect
have
of
been
this drug
orchestrated by some people.
Oh, of course, you know there are criminal merchants now. There are merchants of debt. There are people who engage in criminal enterprise. They don't care if the toll is collateral. They don't care if people die in their thousands. All they just care about is the blood money. Evil people. No, despite the good intentions of government and government agencies, you still find these evil people. Some say they are not Nigerians, some say they are Mexicans and all of that. But whoever they are, government should go.
We hear they engage non-Nigerians to help.
Government, yes, we know there is this global ring.
Yeah.
But government should make sure, and leaders of thought in Anambra State should fight this.
We are joined by the First Lady this evening. Ada is reaching us from Jos, Plateau State. Okay. Ada, good evening to you.
Good evening, good evening, John. Let me tell you something about the Anambra election. There's a takeaway for me. I don't know for you and any other Nigerian. There was peace. That election was free and fair to some reasonable extent because the commander-in-chief, President Buhari, gave the right command. So that goes to show that if you want the right command to happen, it will happen. That's exactly what happened because the military, the police, all of them, they were professional. They were neutral. That was what made that election, peaceful and successful. I'm telling you. So I was really shocked. I didn't know at a point. I started wondering whether that military and the police, whether they are from Nigeria, because in Kogi, you saw what happened in Kogi State. So it's not deploying them, but it's what the command that is giving them. So if I remember what Fela said, one of his videos, he said they are doing this. So what the command they give them is what they do. Then about the Kaduna highway, let me tell you something. There's no coordination. That is the problem. There's no coordination. They have to have a coordinated kind of attack. A contingency plan in that Kaduna down for all those areas. It doesn't make sense to say you're flushing out bandits from Zamfara. When you give them space, they're able to escape to go to Katsina and the rest of them. So I don't know, they're not serious. What I see myself, southeast, every 200 meters, not even 500 meters, there's a checkpoint. And mostly, not even what are they doing? They're extorting money. God bless you. Let's not do up on this country.
Bless you too. Well, this is to tell you, Emeka, when men and mountains meet, we are told great things are done.
Oh,
so I guess it got to a break point, and the election had to hold.
Yeah, the election had to
prove a point.
Yeah, but some people are also still bent on ensuring that
the
transition of power from Governor Obiano to Governor-elect Chukwuma Soludo doesn't hold. You now find people dropping pieces of paper with threats. Last night, security men in a part of my town, they saw paper, handwritten, threatening people that they should not come to the market on Monday. There was a casket and, a human head and a body, a corpse. You can imagine. And so we now wonder, threatening some people, threatening prominent people in the town. My own town. Nobi. And I wonder, what are all these people out for? Do you want federal might to be deployed against my people? You saw what happened in our mama in the Imo State the other day, where so-called unknown gunmen engaged in a gunfight with soldiers, and they were said to have killed some soldiers. Soldiers went away, reinforced came, and set houses ablaze, a hotel, shops, and cars. Is that what they are trying to bring to Comatan as a junction town? So I think government needs to go after these merchants of death, these entrepreneurs of evil.
My trouble is with the epithet unknown gunmen. Well,
the security agencies are doing their best to root them out, to ensure that the people can move safely. Because, the sit-at-home order was just lifted the other day. But some people are now using, okay, fine, if we can't have a general sit-at-home order, let us go to certain strategic towns, cause fear, cause confusion, so that gradually they will not achieve the same sit-at-home order.
Begs the question of, to what avail? Because this is hurting the same people you tell us you are trying to protect.
That's the funny thing. Look at this kind of strange development. A town that is peaceful, a town of people who are enterprising, going about their business, and then some people just feel they should upset the peace of the town, and then put people on the road so that they don't come out to market on Monday. Monday is a vital day, for the average businessman. You just keep making threats, dropping notes and all. Who are these people? The security agencies must root this so-called
because
government.
it's not impossible.
Christmas is coming. Now, so many people out of fear may not go home. And you know, the average Igbo man, December, Christmas,
you they go home.
Well, of course, I usually go home now. That is a pilgrimage. That's like a pilgrimage.
Sure.
The average Igbo man, you know, the Yuletide is a pilgrimage for him to go back home and at least touch base with folks at home.
Asukwa, I'm tempted to ask you, because you will know why. I hear that even the victory of Professor Soludo, the governor in waiting, is being threatened. There's this threat to put a spanner in the works.
Yeah. Because some people are already saying it, apart from the fact that they want to challenge the election in court. Some people just want to also bring the emergency rule. And
I mean, by all means, they will not succeed. They will never succeed. They will not succeed. We don't know where they're from. They say they're unknown. We don't, so they will let them remain unknown, or let them just remain. Look, they will not succeed.
Or faceless.
Let them. They will not even succeed in setting Anambra State on fire, because Anambra is one of the most peaceful, one of the most secure states in this country. So why would people just want to continually create fear, and ground businesses? People are suffering.
I think that is the key.
Just before anybody goes to court here, let's call for a commercial break. We'll be back. Please stay with us. Okay, welcome back. Anambra on the mind. The election has come and gone. Mr. President has said bravo to the Anambrarians and, of course, to INEC and security folks. They made the day for him. And he hopes that in 2023, we will replicate that, which I think is good. But again, we are talking about the fallout, Asukwa. And Emeka, I share his rude awakening, But
Anambra State is now a model in peaceful, free, fair, and credible elections in Nigeria. I'm happy about that. I'm proud of that.
What is emanating from there is not peaceful.
No,
now
you
have told me about.
No matter how peaceful a society is, you will still have deviance. You will still have some people, because there is mass unemployment in Nigeria. So there are some idle people who can easily be engaged.
So let's even stretch that logic. If there are about 30 million jobless Nigerians, so there are potential 30 million criminals.
No, I said few. Just a few deviants who are causing this problem. The few deviants, causing this problem, just going about to cause confusion. It's not as if the people don't want.
Okay, let me come in.
Asukwa, there's this document flying. They say they use it to make sure Soludo does not assume power. But we ask, why didn't you bring this document in the build-up?
That is just like what is saying.
People
will just want to bring down the government because they are not there.
Yes.
That is a big problem for most politicians, most people who don't have anything that they want to offer.
They don't have a second address.
Nothing. They don't have anything to offer. So they want to bring down their house. But the thing is, just like Meka has said, Anambra is now a model, and even Professor Yakubu some days back said that was the most difficult election ever conducted by the commission. So we must give it to them. They came out despite all odds.
May I not? Don't let me keep Taiwo waiting. Taiwo is in Lagos. Taiwo, let's get to hear you. Good evening.
Good evening, Citizen Jones.
Welcome.
I commend Professor Yakubu for job well done, and INEC in general. We are thankful to them, but you still have to go ahead to challenge and undermine underage voting, which is always recorded in the north. In Anambra today, we can count this successful outing of INEC because there was no underage voting. He should do a lot of things that will undermine and checkmate underage voting in the north against 2023. That is what we are begging him to do now for the Nigerian state. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Taiwo.
So we have seen that Anambra pass mark. But election is always before, during, and after. Now we are in the after season. And so now that we are there, we need to ensure that the governor-elect is being inaugurated and it starts work. So everybody that is doing anything to scuttle that, they need to put them in check. And just so many people knew that, okay, there will be back and forth about Professor Soludo coming, you know. But the thing is now the governor-elect. Let's even see what he will do. All these people who are, just like he said, in his place, trying to cause problem,
cause confusion.
Security agencies should move there immediately. Mr. President should ensure that this is the after season, and then there will be people who will not want Professor Soludo to be crowned the governor. And so the only thing he needs to do is to still deploy. There's nothing bad in him deploying security agencies there to make sure that that state is calm. Because the Soludo, for instance, will, yes, he might have his lofty plans, lofty ideas, but how will he implement those ideas when there's insecurity?
In fact,
it's a big challenge now. It's a big challenge.
Let me be a little cynical. Emeka, do you have billionaires?
They have.
In my of course, every town has billionaires. Yes, we have billionaires. Yes. I'm even an aspiring billionaire. So.
Yes, you are a billionaire. No. Citizen, it's correct.
I can't begrudge you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Knowledge is
good luck to you.
Knowledge is also money.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's a billionaire having knowledge.
Yes. All right. On that happy note, we must draw the program to a close. But let me report that Yinka Oyegbile came in a little late, and so we asked him to be on the sidelines and watch what was playing in the main arena. Better luck next time. Okay, Emeka, we must go.
Tomorrow is my 50th birthday.
When is your 50th? When? Tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, Emeka is 50 tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
So wish you well.
Does he look 50?
He doesn't. He's still looking in his
younger, older.
Okay, no, but it's good. We share the joy of 50 with you.
Yes, 50 cheers.
Don't forget the general talk is 3 scores and 10. So we are counting with you.
Yeah,
good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, Sukwa, we must go.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right. And so the viewer, we want to thank you for your time. If you missed this, join us at 11 later tonight for our repeat broadcast. And then, of course, there's a program on Sunday from 1:30. It's a 2-hour show, which perhaps might take this program to your village. You never can tell. And, of course, we are also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Citizen Jones. Bye-bye now.